The Secret Garden Chapter 2. Mary had no family in India, so she went home to England to live with her uncle, Mr. Archibald Craven. Mary had never been to England and she knew nothing about her uncle, who was her mother's brother. She was told that he lived in a big old house in the country, and that he was a hunchback. This frightened Mary. She thought, too, about Yorkshire and the place where she was going to live. She knew only that it was called Misselthwaite Manor, and that Yorkshire was in the north of England. One of Mr. Craven's servants, Mrs. Medlock, met Mary in London. She was a fat woman with a red face and little black eyes. Mary did not like her at all, and Mrs. Medlock did not seem to like Mary very much. During the journey to Yorkshire by train, Mary sat silently and looked out of the window. She had nothing to read, and she looked ugly and cross. Her black dress made her look colorless and ill. Since her mother and father's death, she had begun to think strange thoughts. She had begun to wonder why she always felt so alone. Other children seemed to be part of a family with their mothers and fathers, but even when her mother and father were alive, she had never seemed to be part of a family. She had food and clothes and servants to take care of her, but no one had really loved her. She did not know that this was because she was not a nice child. She did not know that she was not nice. Mrs. Medlock had never seen a child who sat so still and did nothing. Mrs. Medlock did not like sitting quietly, so at last she said to Mary, "Do you know your uncle?" "No," answered Mary. "Didn't your father and mother talk about him?" "No," said Mary again. Her father and mother had never talked to her about anything. "Oh," said Mrs. Medlock, and she was silent. Then she began again. "Do you know that you are going to a very strange place?" she asked. Mary did not answer, and Mrs. Medlock was surprised because the child was not interested in where she was going to live. "The house is 600 years old, and it's near the moor," she went on. "There are 100 rooms, but most of them are shut up and are not used. There are big gardens round the house, and trees, and—" She stopped and then she said, "But there's nothing more." Mary was always interested in new things, but she did not want people to know what she was interested, so she sat still. "Well," said Mrs. Medlock, "what do you think of it?" "Nothing," Mary answered. This made Mrs. Medlock laugh. She said, "you are like a little old woman. Don't you care?" "It isn't important whether I care or not," said Mary. "You are right," said Mrs. Medlock. "It isn't important. I don't know why you are coming to Misselthwaite Manor, but I'm sure that Mr. Craven isn't going to take any notice of you. He never takes any notice of anyone. He is a strange man, and he's a hunchback. He was never happy until he was married." Mary looked at Mrs. Medlock carefully. She was surprised to think of a hunchback being married. Mrs. Medlock was pleased that at last the child seemed to be interested in something. "His wife was a sweet, pretty woman," she said. "He loved her more than anything in the world. When she died—" "Oh, did she die?" Mary asked. Suddenly she felt sorry for Mr. Craven. "Yes, she died," Mrs. Medlock answered. "And now he's as strange as ever. He's away most of the time, and when he is at Misselthwaite Manor, he stays in one part of the house and only his servant sees him." It sounded like a story from a book, and it made Mary feel sad. A house with 100 rooms, near a moor, and Mary did not know what a moor was. A man who was a hunchback and who did not like people. End of the chapter 2.